So chat, here's the thing. I want to talk about this game because I really want it to do well. And there has been a lot of talk about this game. We're going to do a little bit of conversation about this game. About its good points and about its bad points. Because there's at least one bad point that everybody has talked about for this game. It got headline news, and not in a good way, so we have to talk about it. So, you guys can say hello to YouTube if you want to. But let's get into the meat and potatoes, I guess, of what we want to talk about today. So hello everybody on the YouTube channel. We are here live with our Twitch chat. And I wanted to have a conversation and discuss Shadowverse Evolved. Not Shadowverse Evolved. Blah! It's not Shadowverse Evolved. That's the physical card game. Oh my god. We are here to talk about Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. We're going to talk about the good. We're going to talk about the bad. And everything in between. And there's a lot of things that I have on my mind that I want to talk about. And I feel like getting the elephant out of the room is probably the best way to start talking about this game. And it's about its monetization practices. Now, I know everybody loves to hear about gacha and about all of its predatory nature. As many people have been pointing out, Shadowverse Worlds Beyond has an economy problem with its card game. First and foremost, we have the cost of packs, which actually people cannot see due to my big head being in the way. Each pack costs 500, opposed to the 100 that was before. Now, I will say that they have been incredibly generous so far with rupees, which basically kind of slightly mitigates the increased cost. Also, the fact that free packs are given out as well, that also kind of helps a lot. Now, there is one part of this whole economy, especially for the pulling system, that I don't like, and it's this. I don't like the ticket exchange. I hate this thing. Look at all the shiny cards. I know, look at all the shiny cards. As some people can probably tell, I managed to pull one. I managed to pull Cerberus. But I have an issue with this. So the problem is the percentage rate in which you get this particular thing. Now, it is a cosmetic, which I think is relatively fine. You can still get the cards in question, you know, that these legendaries are attached to. But this is probably one of the most abysmal ratings I've ever seen in a gacha game in quite some time. Barely, not even half of 1%. Like, what the heck is this? For cosmetics, this is fine. I guess. The one thing is like, cosmetically, I don't know why each of the classes, or each of the characters, are locked to specific tickets. That's my main issue. My main issue is that the ticket is for whatever characters they randomly choose. For example, I want Albert. I would like to have Albert as a leader. That would be kind of cool. But instead, I got stuck with Cerberus instead, a class that I have no real desire or interest to play in. So, why are the tickets locked behind these characters? And why not just give us default tickets and allow us to pick what we want? I don't understand why this system is like this. I don't mind if the pull rate is garbage, because it's not a necessity. But, one, it requires 3 tickets to get everything, which might not be that bad for the pitiful rate that it is. But why are the tickets locked behind the characters themselves? I don't get that. Okay, now let's talk about another part of the pity rate, or, well, not the pity, but another part of the economy that is kind of borked due to the decisions that Cygames and the Shadowverse team have made. And it has to do with these lovely things up here, the vials, that everybody can kind of see. Now, I haven't recycled cards in a while. I'll do that eventually. But as many people are aware, you cannot liquefy any cards unless you exceed 3 copies. So we're only able to burn cards that exceed 3 copies. So like this one right here has 5, so it would burn the ones that are the extras. Now normally I wouldn't mind this system too badly, but the problem is that they lowered the rating for how much a silver card is worth by over 50%. I think that, like, okay, because here's the thing. Original Shadowverse had similar liquefying systems to almost every other card game on the market, where you can basically, if you're not playing something, like just like in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, which is a good example, if you choose that you're not going to be playing with a certain deck or certain types of cards, especially ones that are high value, you can just get rid of them. You don't need them. If you're not playing the deck, what's the point of having them? Allow me to show you a big issue I have, because I've been cursed with Dragon quite a bit, as a matter of fact. So, okay. Not that we have, but due to the fact of, like, the most valuable cards that give the most vials are the legendary cards. You know, they give you 12,000 for liquefying one. But you can't get rid of any other ones like this one. That's a one that I only have 1 copy of. In the past, these cards used to be your bread and butter for getting a lot of vials. But now, this is pitiful. This is 20. It used to be 50, and now it's 20. And a lot of cards now, the value just does not seem to be there as much, and I think that in time, this is going to become a problem. It's not like it's going to be a problem right now, considering that we only have, we only have 1 set of cards to work with, but in time, I definitely think this is going to become a bigger problem for the free-to-play players, because unless the company is deciding to continue to be generous with packs, generous with the coins, and generous with all these other things, eventually, this economy is going to be really, really hard to keep up with. It's going to become very disgusting, considering that we don't have enough. We won't have enough vials up here to build decks that we want to play with. And you're also cursed by RNG. Like I said, as you guys can see with mine, like, I've had shitty luck with the cards that I want to get. Like, I only recently, show you guys, I only recently got one more copy of Albert and Amelia. And where's the other one? Where's that other card? And I got 1 copy of him. Of Kagamitsu. So, we have a serious problem on our hands. Eventually what's going to happen is as sets keep coming out, this might become harder and harder for free-to-play players. And I don't like that. It really does concern me that the economy is in the state that it's in. Like, I don't think that we are, like, entirely screwed, because the chess system is pretty nice. If you play and you do stuff in the park, you get chess keys, which does allow you to get some stuff. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you might get a UR card or some of the gold cards. You can even get more vials and rupees out of it. So there is stuff that might help mitigate it, but I am concerned that it's not going to be enough as the game progresses over time. Unless they continue to be as generous as they have been. Yeah, there is a chance to get 100 tickets. Very low chance probability. I heard about that. I think the bigger, I think my main issue with this isn't just that this has happened, and the game is now being review bombed on Steam, and that's a problem. The game has been, in a sense, review bombed, and due to that, that's going to also affect the overall, continuation of, how many players come into the game. There might be newbies that don't know the reason why this game is so low rated, That could also become a factor. And the fact that also bothers me is it feels like the Shadowverse team has not addressed this, at least not to my knowledge. That's really concerning. I don't know why they have... It's been 2 weeks and they haven't said a damn thing. And I don't know if they're just ignoring it and hoping that it goes away. I don't know if they are working on it in the background and that they'll address it later. I don't know what they're thinking. And I know that this has upset a lot of, like, the people who actually do like the game, because I like the game. I think the game is actually very fun. But I see the economy as a constant source of frustration. That eventually that this is going to become a problem down the road. Like, how are things going to be set 2, set 3, and moving forward? Especially considering we're on an accelerated set list right now. That's a big issue. But yeah, like, almost everything else from the presentation of this game and how it plays and whatnot is completely fine. But yeah, I just don't know. My concern is that they're only focused on, like, the JP side of things and how the JP players are feeling right now, maybe. I hope that's not the case, but it does seem to maybe be the case. Because I don't think that the JP players are really saying anything. The negativity isn't just going to go away by like putting their heads in the sand. They should address it in some form of capacity. But maybe they just don't see it as an issue. I just hope that it doesn't overwhelmingly destroy the game's, you know, momentum. Although it seems as though it kind of did for a time. But, like, I love this game. I want it to do well. I like Shadowverse, and this new version of it is a lot easier for someone like me to get into that came in late. And I don't want those negative reviews on both Steam and on, like, you know, iOS store and whatnot to be the only thing that people talk about. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking that the free-to-play players are gonna be struggling for a while, I think. That's my concern, anyway. Rework tickets or any big ones is enough to start. Tickets aren't really the bigger issue, considering that the tickets are just a bonus. But I do think that, 1, there should be a pity rate for ticket, and 2, the tickets should be a default ticket, and then you get to pick how to spend it. Because the thing is, like, they let you hold on. You can hold on to the ticket, but if you're just holding on to it, what's the point of it? It should be like, oh, you received this 1 in a 0.6%, 60% chance of getting a ticket. And the ticket should be like just a free ticket, and you get to pick whichever leader and whatever you want. If it's gonna be as rare as it is, you should let us have the option of what we get to spend it on. That's my opinion on that. I think that even though it's a cosmetic thing, and it's not that big of an issue, I do think that you should allow the players to kind of pick. And rework this godforsaken economy. My God, work on the economy. This is going to become a problem in the future, please. Anyway, I think that'll be enough of my tirade and rant about this game. And the video is probably going to be more negative than it is positive, but I really think that this needs to be addressed in some form.